walk. My hustle drives me a
Good.
never
How
fall.
are you?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. It is so good to see your face.
Oh, it's good to see you as well. God bless you. How's life treating you?
Oh, brother, it's been a crazy year, but it's good.
2020's
It's
been wilding out, huh?
yeah, but I'm blessed. It's been a growth year for me.
Oh,
Uh,
beautiful.
Actually, we have a couple of things in common. So I don't even want to talk about it yet. I want to jump in and get right into the show
Okay.
because I got so many things I want to cover with you. So everybody who's seen the show, you know how it goes. The first thing I love to do is get a guest their flowers, and today it's time for Mr. Darrin Henson to get his flowers. So, brother, I just want you to sit back and relax and
All
take
right.
your flowers.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, let me tell you something. If anybody knew about celebrities back in the 2000s and stuff, it's your girl right here. Like, I had everything covered. The biggest Britney Spears fan. People couldn't even believe that I was a big Britney Spears fan. Like, I'm talking about a big pop fan, NSYNC, everybody, Backstreet Boys, or all the pop groups. That was my thing. So I've been knowing who you were from the get-go. I remember seeing you on TV. You would just pop up on MTV and those commercials
Hmm.
and doing your little pop locking and stuff like that. And, you were always charismatic. And you always come off like such a professional, such a suave guy, a hunk. And
I'm an
you,
asshole. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I don't believe that at all. Let me tell you. I have good insight about people, and from watching interviews with you in them, I can tell you're just a good guy who's very talented, and I can tell you study and work hard, and you just come off. I just love the way you come off. Like, even with trying to do this research for this show, it just made me re-like you again.
I appreciate you.
You got some really good energy. So, yeah, I mean, that's your flowers. I didn't even give you a lot of professional stuff, but that's your flowers just as a person. I just like the energy you give off.
When somebody can tap into your real intention and what you really care about and kind of like dismiss all of the other nonsense, I think it's really important. And, so I have to say thank you for actually seeing me, because there's so many different types of clouds of smoke. There's so much fog, there's so much pollution out there, metaphorically speaking, that somebody who can actually see you for the intentional individual spirit, soul, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm thankful to the Most High that you can actually see that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And I'm glad you appreciate that. And I want to figure out where I want to start with you. Like, we know that you're an actor, you're an author, you're a choreographer. You do so many things so well. There's a difference. I know a lot of people who want to do a lot of things, but to actually be good and then even to be great in some of those things, how? You have to have a lot of discipline, Darrin.
I think that's the number one thing. I think, and first of all, thank you for saying that, because I really do, whenever I'm doing something, I really do focus on what I'm doing. A lot of people say they need more time. I don't believe you need more time. I say you need deeper focus.
Yes.
And so I think if your focus is more acute, if it's deeper, if it's acutely directed towards something, then you can get things done in twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times faster than somebody who really isn't focused. So it's focus. And I spearhead anything that I do with that. When I was dancing, that's what I did. When I was writing, becoming an author, that's what I did. I didn't focus on other things. I focused on completing those books. As an actor, I don't think about dancing when I'm acting, unless it's a dancing role, like in Stomp the Yard, right? So, and you can see how well loved that movie still is, because
Yes.
everybody really focused on what the writer and the director wanted out of each character. whether, you know, you love the character, whether you hated him, whether you love to hate him, it played the way it was supposed to play on screen. It was focus. You know, in my shows, The Family Business right now, or my other show, Double Cross, focus. So it's really about acute focus.
Yes. And just let the people who are in this chat know, if you got a question, instead of sending it to me there, you can write it in the comments. If I see it and have time, I'll throw it at Darrin. So I want to kind of throw it back a little bit, because like, I've never seen where you actually told anybody why you became a dancer, and where did that start? I know you from the Bronx, in New York, which I'm surprised, because you so cool and people be saying the Bronx crazy there.
We got a lot of energy. You know, I love when people ask me that story, because I got to tell you, it started when I was in high school. And my first mentor, my first manager, the first person I ever went on tour with was DJ Scott LaRock. Before people knew him as DJ Scott LaRock, I knew him as Scott Sterling, because I met Scott while he was still in college at Castleton State College in Vermont. And so when you look on the back of the Criminal Minds album, it says BIA, and BIA stands for B-Boys in Action. We were all part of the group. Like, I was there when Scott had met KRS-One. And when I say I was there, it means we were all a group. Scott, after graduating college, worked in a group home, which is where he met KRS-One. Everybody knows the story. You know, KRS-One used to sleep in a group home, a shelter, so to speak. It was a shelter. And that's where Scott was one of the managers of the shelter. But at that same time, we would go on tour. So I was a guy in New York. You got to remember, this is at the time where Africa Bambaataa, Zulu Nation anniversary jams. You had the Rocksteady crew out breaking. You know, you had Beat Street, you know, on the New York side, but then you had breaking on the LA side. And for me, and this is a true story, you know, I see my man Marvin Columbus is on with us, and I was interested in the LA style dancing and the LA style popping. I wasn't, even though I was from New York and the Bronx, I fell in love with the LA popping style. So, you know, you had Poppin' Taco, you had Hugo Huizar, who was my poppin' teacher. You had Boogaloo Shrimp, who everybody knows from the movie Breakin'. You had Shabadoo, who people know from the movie Breakin' as Ozone. So I looked up to those guys, you know what I mean? And then you had guys like Marvin Columbus, you know, who was out there getting it, and they had the big pompadour hairs, and, you know, like they had the real cool styles. And so I was a New York dancer learning LA style. So I don't know, I just, you know, Poppin' Taco, Poppin' P, all of those guys, they were working with Michael Jackson already, who was really my focus point, like in my life. I just wanted to work with Michael Jackson. You know, I wanted to dance with him, and who didn't? You know, you had Beat It that came out. You had Billie Jean that came out. You had Smooth Criminal that came out. You had my favorite, The Way You Make Me Feel, come out. You had Lionel Richie, All Night Long. You had Gladys Knight, Save the Overtime for Me. Like, these were all dance videos, and Shaka Khan, I Feel For You. So I grew up on dance, and for me, that was my focus. That was my form of communication, and that was my love. And so I expressed myself through dance.
That's great. And before we go on to the future, I know you went to a Prep for Prep school, was a nonprofit organization, correct?
Yeah.
For top minority students. Tell us a little bit about that experience, and how that molded you.
You know, it was important for me because of the arts, you know, unlike now, which is really, really sad. And that's something that I'm working on to assist with, is getting money for the arts in school. I mean, think about how a child's brain develops through music, through dance, through acting, through singing. You know what I mean? Like, people really developed. Their math skills got better. Their auditory skills got better. Their memorization of history got better when they were involved with the arts. So that was a program for me. And you know, growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, right? We didn't have any money. You know, I used to pack bags at 9 years old in Key Food, you know, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to make change, you know, to buy a pair of sneakers or a pair of jeans at that time, you know. to be cool and to be a part of the movement that everybody else was in. And so these type of prep schools, you know, helped with people with low income. And so I always, you know, find ways to assist children or give back to those communities. You know, years ago, the M.A. Lee Scholarship Fund, we would, you know, raise money to send people to college on scholarships. Dr. Maurice A. Lee, you know, and I came on, you know, to assist them for many, many years. And so these type of schools, I think, are needed now more than ever, because we have so many, you know, children, young men, young women who love the arts, you know, who right now are booty popping, when if they had a right, you know, choreographer teacher, would be learning ballet, would be learning modern, would be learning hip hop, would be learning interpretive, would be learning African, and could be something that they could use to, like me, to propel them in life, but using the arts to do it.
I totally agree. Like, I'm all into that. I grew up playing sports, playing instruments, and I feel like those are some of my best memories. I know how important to dancers, especially. I mean, I've seen clips of Michael Jackson talking about it and other dancers, how important it is for you guys to have a good diet and keep up your body. What are some of those things you can share with us that you constantly have to do to stay this fine?
Well, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't know how I look to other people.
Boy, you know, boy, hold up, you fine. Stop it. I told look,
I
wait a minute.
appreciate that. All I can say is thank you. If I'm pleasing to your eyes, I just say thank you. But you know, I'm a vegetarian. I eat fish sometimes, but I have a vegetarian diet. You know, a lot of times people go, well, how do you keep muscle on? I eat, you know, like meat only contains 12% protein. Most people don't know that. So when people think that you build muscle just through meat, that's not true. You know, you can eat pea protein. You know, one of the brothers that that I work with, a real great guy, Jeff Logan, he has a product called Become, and it's all, you know, vegetarian protein. You know, I use that. I take that. And I work out. You know, what you don't use, you lose. So you got to work out. You can't expect to gain access to a six-pack and to, you know, muscles on your legs and your chest and your arms and your shoulders and your triceps and biceps without using them. You have to use them. And so many people don't. And so what you don't use, you lose. You got to use them. You got to use them. And you got to use them often.
Well, how much are you dancing
now?
Yeah, like how much do you dance a week? Like, do you dance every day?
I don't teach dance so much anymore unless somebody wants me to, but I still choreograph. I mean, you know, I do it on my own time. You know, when I was on set, I was dancing on set. When I'm at home, I'll turn on music, you know, and put choreography together. You know, I do it all the time. I mean, I literally do it all the time. You know, musicality has changed. The way people dance now has changed. I don't think you need to dance to every beat of the music, but that's just me. But, you know, I love watching, you know, the young audience now, the young crew now, the younger people now, you know, with their creativity. I love it. I mean, they're doing things that I never did. So I enjoy it, you know, but I do it the way that I do it and the way that I hear it. And so it's fun to me, you know.
Well, you know what? It's crazy to me that some people don't even know that you're a dancer. They just think you're an actor. You know, that's how you know you've been working for a while. When you already was famous doing one thing and then
I've met so many people in my life who didn't even know I was a choreographer or a dancer. And then there's some people who know me as a dancer who now, 20 years later, just finding out that I act on television shows and films. And I think Stomp the Yard was the catalyst that really brought both of those worlds together for me.
Yes. And we're going to talk about that too in a little bit. But just to run down some of the names that you danced with, Michael Jackson, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Prince, the Spice Girls. Were you intimidated when you had to work with any of those big acts?
No, the only people that I was really nervous working for was Michael Jackson and Prince. And the reason I say that is because some of the people you named, I helped to create their success, right?
Mm.
So when you talk about NSYNC or Britney Spears, that was very, very early on in their careers. You're talking about first albums, first set of songs. So I was a part of that growing expansion of them being the stars that we know them to be. So, you know, the way I feel about it is when you see them, you also see me. And when you see me, you see them, because we all work together to create, you know, what the world celebrates, what the world remembers, what the world dances to. And so it's phenomenal that, you know, I've been so blessed by God to be put here. And not only people know me on the block that I grew up, not only people know me in the city, but people know me across the world, in every country of the world, in every continent. And it's amazing because I joined through the arts with somebody else who chose the arts, and we became like a superpower together and did what God would have us to do. So I'm just thankful for that alone.
Wait a second. I'm laughing in my head because I suffer sometimes from neck issues, and I'm thinking that it may be your fault because let me tell y'all something. Darrin won MTV. I'm so corny. Wait, Darrin won an MTV Music Award for Best Choreography for NSYNC's Bye 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 music video.
Did I?
And let me tell you, wait, let me tell you, I'm about to cry. Let me tell you, how many times I was in my room talking about, so, baby, bye, 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 like about to break my damn neck. Like,
well, not just you, a lot of other people did too. Truth be told.
Wait, how did you come up with that? How did you come? I mean, it was simple, but it was catchy as hell. Like,
well, you know, Bye 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 is the Black Power fist. And in New York, in the Bronx, when we you know, they were being released from their contract. So it was the power fist, the Black Power fist. And Bye Bye Bye, like in New York, when people were talking, when you were just tired of hearing people talk, you'd be like, stop talking shit. So it was Ain't No Lie, Bye Bye Bye. It was that simple. And then, you know,
what? I never knew that.
Yeah. Well, nobody did until I started telling people.
Wow, that is so awesome. That was a great video, great choreography. I just loved all of it. And with me laughing, I forgot what I wanted to ask you next about that damn video, but that was amazing. What did that was tripping me out. That really tripped me out. What did you do with Michael Jackson?
I actually,
what work did you do with him?
I toured with Michael. You know, I toured with him for a whole year in 1995 when we were doing Dangerous, you know, on the history tour. So if you look at the history video of all the soldiers marching, when we, when we were in Budapest, I'm one of the soldiers. I was with him during the HBO special, the CBS special. I worked with him for about a year. Shout out to Courtney Miller. Shout out to Travis Payne. Shout out to Lavelle, the choreographers who chose me to actually work with Michael and help me make my dream come true.
Yes. Look, now, if you don't want to answer this question, you don't have to, but you said on your post on Instagram, you said nothing's off topic or something like that.
Nope,
you put.
nothing's off topic.
Okay, great. Because I got to ask you some questions because, you know, a couple of years ago, you made a video addressing Wade Robson, whatever his name is, the other dancer choreographer. He was big at the time too. He worked with Britney Spears and NSYNC and other.
He worked with Britney because I brought him on. But anyway, that's another story.
Bam. Okay. Look, hey, if you brought them on, you brought them on.
I got the receipts.
You got the receipts, baby. So what's funny is I remember him from back in the day too, and he always kind of seemed weaselly to me. And for the people who don't know, he was someone that accused Michael Jackson of sexually abusing him in the documentary Leaving Neverland.
This is what I'm gonna say. David Chappelle said it best on his special.
Okay.
I don't believe him. And you know, I'm gonna leave it at that because the case happened the way it happened. I'm not trying to talk about that dude. I'm not trying to give him any light. I'm not trying to bring any attention to him. Let him float away in the Pacific with all of his, you know, BS accusations. But none of this stuff adds up. And, you know, what I said is what I said. And it's true what I said because I saw it with my own eyes. And if anybody is wondering, you know, you can YouTube it. It's there on YouTube. But I saw it with my own eyes and nobody can say anything about that. So, you know, and that's
and
just
let me say this, I wasn't trying to be petty. The reason
no,
I brought
you're
it up,
good. I just, you know, when it comes to that dude and doing what he did, people are not, you know, nobody really knows the backstory behind it, that he wanted to choreograph, you know, the Cirque du Soleil show, and they said no. And then he got mad. And then all of a sudden these accusations started coming out. So there you go. That's all.
the reason I brought it up was because a lot of times they try so hard to break down really big black icons.
Of course.
And, you know, I love Michael Jackson. And when I saw your video, and because of the guy that I know you to be, I was so surprised that you spoke out about it.
Because I got tired of hearing the lies. I got tired of hearing the mistruths. I got tired of hearing what he was subjecting people to. And I was like, this is me saying it. I'm going to tell y'all what I saw. I'm going to tell you what I saw. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it might be much to do about nothing, but it was facts, what I saw. And, you know.
We'll leave it like that then. The Family Business is on BT Plus, and I found this show, and let me tell you, I binge watched the first and second season, and I need some more, baby. I need some more.
We'll be back on December 31st, New Year's Eve, all new episodes.
I saw that because you had scared me. I thought like you guys weren't coming back for a while, but I'm happy now.
All new episodes, December 31st. We're back. The Duncan family is back.
Oh, that is so good. You working with such an amazing cast of people. There's so many people in it. I gotta get my whole list of your
you got
that's
Ernie
on your
Hudson.
show.
You got Ernie Hudson, Valerie Pettiford. You got Tammy Roman. You got Sean, right? You got Javicia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Javicia, who's Batwoman now. You got Arrington. You know what I mean? It's like
Miguel
you got Miguel Nunez on the show. You got Tretch on the show. You got Michael Jai White on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got so many people, you know, Emilio and his wife are on the show. I mean, we just, it's so many people, you know, it's just incredible, you know, the cast that we got rocking with us.
Does this show and cast feel different in any kind of way than other things you've done?
Yeah. This is, you know, people ask me about Soul Food all the time, and we were really close when we did Soul Food. But the cast of The Family Business, man, and with the production team, I mean, everybody, director, producer, executive producer, writer, Carl Weber's a genius. You know,
yes.
like we really are a family. And, you know, we really check on each other. We care about each other. But, you know, I honestly, I've been blessed to be that way with everybody I work with. I'm so blessed. I mean, the cast, you know, I mean, the producers and the directors and the writers of Double Cross, it's the same. It's like, you know, everybody's so dope, you know, to talk to and to work with and to create with. So yes. I can count myself as blessed. But The Family Business is like, it's like Rick Ross's voice. Or you know, or Busta Bust's voice is like, you know, it's just got that, it's just got that ish to it. And Dylan Weber, you know, Carl's son, Dylan Weber, you know, who plays Nevada, is killing it right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's his son?
That's his son.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So it's just dope. It's just dope.
So yeah, for the people who don't know, it's a drama, a crime family drama, and it's got everything you want in it. It's a sexy show. It's one of those shows where you're gonna, if you watch one episode, you're gonna keep watching it. So you're gonna be up all night. It's just very good, very entertaining. And one thing a lot of viewers, including myself, have noticed is the fashion of the characters. So that must be something the director or the writer really wanted to make emphasis on. Is that correct? Because I feel like
No,
everybody has a
shout out
particular.
to our costume designer. We get adrenalized, we be on set, and Adrene does her thing. The whole cast of the family business always looks right, and again, from the executive producers all the way down to us wearing it, we all agree on the style of what we want to present. And, a dream makes it happen and we get adrenalized.
That's dope. So Carl Weber is an author, a New York Times bestseller. We know that.
Over and over again.
Yes, The Family Business was a book series. And also you did this in Soul Food, because Soul Food was a movie first. What kind of approach as an actor do you take when it's coming from a book or coming from a movie, and now you got to put your own spin on it? Is there any added pressure?
Well, I don't know. I don't think about, because the book is letters on a page. I'm bringing the character to life. So, no matter what somebody thought when they read the book, this is Orlando's voice, right? So this is the only Orlando that you know. And so bringing it to life was the magic. It's taking it from the page and coloring it up. And so when you watch The Family Business, that's what we did. We brought the pages to life.
Yes. So what's gonna go on with your character? Because he got in the first season, I like to say he was a little tender for a tenderoni, and but he's still doing his business. Got a little distracted, and it's a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to give it away for people how it ended.
The first episode, I remember my phone ringing off the hook. They were like, "Are you gonna have sex every commercial break?" It was the way that it was cut. It looked like I was having sex every commercial break. But we see that hasn't happened in a long time, because, when he was put in charge and the business was handed down to him, and, he's in charge right now. He's made this incredible product called Heat. He's a chemist. Orlando's real smart. He's street smart and he's book smart. He's just not lucky in love. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think you're gonna be surprised by what unfolds. Carl Weber's a genius in the way that he doesn't give away anything. You gotta wait. We gotta wait the same way you wait until we film it. We don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? He secures his scripts and keeps it airtight until it's time for us to film it. So, no spoiler alerts, but what I can tell you, New Year's Eve, it goes down. It's fire. And when I'm telling you, the Duncan family is just, family over everything. And so I think it's must watch TV. It's must watch TV. And so, the fans will tell the true story about what they thought, but we bring in the heat.
I know, I'm so excited about it because I needed a new show like this to really get into. And then the way content is pushed now, though, it's like if you just sit there and you watch all of it really fast, you read. It's like a drug. You like, I'm like, can I get some Dunkin' drugs?
Or you can control yourself and master that and watch one episode a week.
Ain't no control. Ain't no control, Darrin. Ain't no control.
Yeah, people want to binge watch. So, I understand, but I try to watch one episode a week, So
look, y'all selling drugs.
Because on New Year's Eve, y'all gonna watch everything and be like, we want more. It's like, it took us 6 months to give you this.
Right. Look, y'all selling drugs at the Duncan family, and the show a damn drug and damn self. Like,
right? Like, the family business is a drug, right?
Yeah, it really. Look, that's a new slogan. Look, there you go.
It's true.
Oh, I gotta ask you, because I want to break down the cast a little bit. I just feel like people like Miguel Nunez Jr., he don't get his credit. That boy can act. I mean, anything I've seen him in, he can do comedy, he can do drama. The same thing for
Miguel is a veteran. Miguel is a veteran. He he was in movies with Eddie Murphy like Harlem Nights. He was in
Yeah.
like the original Friday the 13th. He was in Thin Line
Yes.
Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence. I mean, he did Joanna Man.
Boy, bad.
Miguel's really a force. You know, he's a comedic genius. He does drama. So we're going to give him his flowers now. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's why I had to say that. Like, I'm just like, that dude is good. And then Ernie Hudson, of course, and I hear you talking about him all the time. I mean, come
Ernie
on,
Hudson, you know,
Ghostbusters.
I remember one of the things that I talked to Ernie about when I first started working with him. He was in a movie that I loved. And
Mm-hmm.
the movie was with Wesley Snipes. And it was called Sugar Hill. And I told him, man, when I met him, I was like, man, when you played Lolly in Sugar Hill, man, we just started talking. I mean, Ernie is my pop. You know, he's an OG, and he's somebody that I love just sitting down and dialoguing with and learning from. He's a giant, and I love him because he's a gentle giant, and he's amazing.
Yes.
He's amazing. He's an
Even
amazing
even
human being.
Valerie, who plays your mother, she is such a great actress. I love her.
Can y'all just give her Emmy, her Oscars, her Tonys now? I mean, Valerie is creativity walking on two legs.
Yes.
She's an acting beast. She's a performing beast. I mean, if you watch the second season, there's some scenes that she got. I'm like, just give this woman the Emmy, please. Give her the Image Award, please. Just give it to her. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And she normally plays nice people who can have a little attitude, but to see her in this role, I was like, okay.
Chippy
You know?
Duncan is not to be played with.
Exactly. From the tattoos to the mouth to the gun. Like, don't mess with her, right?
Chippy is not to be played with.
Another person, because I got to ask you about this, because you worked with him before, and he's everywhere, just like Mr. Hudson. But Clifton Powell, who played your uncle, that's the OG right there, and
I
like
think
good
Clifton Powell is the
classic.
only actor who has done as many movies as Sam Jackson.
Right.
Clifton is a great guy. I love him. We've done so much work together. You know, he's another OG in the industry, and we love him for it. You know, Clifton he's a funny guy. He's got comedy beats in him as well. And you know, I mean, what can you say about Clifton other than I love you, man, and I'm happy to see you again, and it's good to work with you again, and God bless you. Like, I mean, he's just that dude. And Clifton came from theater, which is really amazing. Like, you know, he came from theater acting, which is why he's so good in television or film, because he started off in the theater.
So I was gonna ask you, you know, what makes you better on set? And I gotta tell you, if you're not learning from those people we just talked about, like, what are you doing? What kind of actor makes you a better actor, or hell, what have you learned from working with them?
Well, I mean, working with, you know, Ernie and working with Valerie, they drop into the truth. You know, working with Armand Asante, you know, who was on the first season. I mean, again, acting genius. It was like working with Pacino, working with Ernie and Armand and Valerie. You know, it's like working with you know, De Niro for me. I mean, that's their caliber of acting. They make me a better actor. You know, sometimes they come with ad libs. You got to be ready when they come with the ad libs. You know, you got to be ready for their focus, their strength. You got to come to work. You got to show up. And that's what we do. We show up. Actors tell the truth. Actors listen. We tell the truth.
So every actor I've interviewed, I have to ask, how are you feeling about the way Black content, Black shows, Black movies are being so sought after right now by companies? What's your thought on that? Like the Netflix, they're, you know, putting out all the Black old shows, and, you know, everyone just focus on the Black voice.
I think it makes sense. I think for us, I don't complain about when the spotlight is on me. I don't complain about any of that, because it's about attracting it. And somewhere universally we've attracted it. So it's not something that we didn't deserve, but now that it is here, good for us. Kudos to us. Let's show up. Let's ask more of ourselves than anybody could ask of us. Then we'll always be prepared. Let's direct, let's produce, let's write, let's act, let's grip, let's DP, let's do sound. Let's just show up. And so while the focus is on us by others, let's show up and let's get something out of it and not just be there that day. Let's, monopolize, let's quantify, let's galvanize, and do it where it creates a momentum so we don't have to ask permission anymore.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you know who Karen Ross is, another actor. And I asked her this. You know the Black audience, we love you guys. A lot of times our great Black actors and actresses, they don't get the Oscars even when they deserve it. They don't get those, I guess, upper echelon type of awards. I mean, to me, the NAACP awards, the BET awards, those are great too. But I'm just wondering, when you're a Black actor, do you feel appreciated, even if sometimes it's not right, and you see your peers and they should have won an award, they don't because of politics and race and whatever. Do you guys still know that it's people out here appreciating you? Do you know that?
I think you only have a problem is if you see yourself as a Black actor. I don't see myself as a Black actor. I see myself as an actor. I don't look at my skin color. I know my skin color. I'm in it every day. But if I go to work as a Black actor, I've already lost. I've already failed. I don't show up when I'm doing a line. I don't do it as a Black actor. I do it as the character. Whether I've done characters that were meant for white people. So I've played characters. I did a movie called Stage Killer. It was a big Netflix film last year. And it was actually written for a Caucasian man who was married to this Caucasian woman. But the director and the producer liked me so much, they gave me the role.
So is it a thing where are roles becoming? Are you guys starting to have better options now as far as the roles?
I think that the world is changing. I think if you talk to Will Smith, he'll tell you Men in Black wasn't written for him. It was written for a Caucasian actor, but Will Smith got it. So I think that happens a lot more than we know. But I think if you focus on less, then that's what you get. There's a lot of work out there. There's a lot of actors working. I mean, there's a lot of Black actors working. There are. So when people go, oh, they're not giving us anything, I go, well, what television, what films are you looking at? Because we're everywhere. So if you stop looking at lack and limitation, then you'll start to be aware of abundance.
Okay, well, that's definitely another way to look at it. I'm just asking
to answer your question, forgive me, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
that's
to
fine.
answer your question about awards, Denzel said it the best. God gives the reward, people give awards. So if you're only doing it for a award, you might be waiting a long time, but God gives the reward. So do you want a reward or do you want the award? Just because I was nominated 3 times for NAACP. I didn't win it, but that doesn't mean I didn't win it. My book got nominated. Intimate Thoughts in the Spirit of Change got nominated. I didn't win it, but my book still sold out everywhere I went. Soul Food was still a hit show all over the world. So does an award really mean anything? Is it nice to get? Is it nice to look at? Yeah. But I won a MTV Music Award. I don't go and shine it every day.
True.
Yeah, when I walk past it, I'm like, not every day, but in those moments where you get to acknowledge that you did something great and you gave yourself to the world and you were acknowledged, is when it kind of means something. When somebody brings up that, the whole world still does the dance step, then it means something. You look at it and you go, hey, what's up, man? It's good to see you again. It's that kind of thing, but it doesn't breathe. It doesn't have blood running through its veins. I do. And so that means keep creating, because, you know, you can get an award every day, every week, every month, every year by assisting someone. You know, I feel like I won another award by creating a line of T-shirts with God's Billboard T-shirts, because people have cried putting on a T-shirt that says, I am more than enough and I approve this message. And I feel like, wow, I just won another award because I helped somebody. And so it's just not about the physical award, because once you got it, you got it. Life doesn't stop there.
That's beautiful. And yeah, we definitely gonna let them know about your T-shirts as well, because I definitely wanna, I definitely wanna hit on that. But I want to tell people another show. If you need something to watch, it's a throwback. Lincoln Heights. I caught on to later. It's a great Black family show you can watch with your kids, and Mr. Henson was in it as well. And you played a rehabilitated thug.
Yeah, always, right? Yeah, he was like a Crip in South Central, and then he went to the Army and became a nurse. You know, he was gang
Yep.
banging and doing all of this stuff, but then, you know, he was rehabilitated and wanted to pay his debt back to society. So he became a nurse and he was saving lives. So I did
And
3 years of,
you could dance.
yeah,
And you could
yeah, that's
dance.
right, on Lincoln Heights. I did 3 years of Lincoln Heights on ABC Family as well.
Yep, yep. So if y'all need something to watch, it's on Hulu. I'm just putting it out there because you know some of y'all ain't got nothing to do. There you go. Then I want to also throw it back, and we talked about a little bit. Stomp the Yard, Columbus Short, Megan Good, and let me tell you, your character, I forgot his name, but was getting on my
Grant.
damn nerves. What
Grant.
was it?
Grant.
Grant. You were kind of jerking that in Stomp the Yard.
That was the character, you know. I look at it this way. You know, Denzel Washington was kind of a jerk in Training Day, right?
True.
So it's just the character.
Look, I want to know, were there any behind the scenes dance battles with Chris Brown and you or Columbus Short and you at
No,
all?
I wasn't on set with Chris. Remember,
Damn.
before my character came in, Chris's character had, you know, passed away, the
Yeah,
character that
that's
he
true.
played. So I came in later. But we were kept separate on Stomp the Yard. On the set, the Mu Gammas couldn't hang out with the Thetas and vice versa. So we were really,
Oh,
that's the way the producer and the director wanted it. Like, we really had, you know, that kind of camaraderie, tension that they wanted to build between the two fraternities.
dang. Okay. I was thinking in my head, like, I know you was going to have some dance stories. Like, what's going on?
Nah, they didn't want
Man.
none. They didn't really want none. I got the receipts on that too. We got some real footage. I might put it out next year.
Darrin, please, you need to put out some more dance videos. Cause I was looking, I'm like, you need to come on, man. Come on. You need to do some, do you do TikTok?
Huh? Yeah,
Do
I got
you
a
do,
TikTok page, but I don't, you know, I'm not really on social media as much. You know, I got to live life. I can't really be on social media as much as the average person, because I'm doing things. I'm living life. And so I put out what I put out, you know, but I leave that to all the young ones. You know, that's their gig. And, you know, I enjoy watching them. I really do.
I want you to tell us about your books that you have out and also your T-shirt company, God's Billboard. Tell us a little bit about the things that you've been doing as far as being an author and your T-shirts.
Yeah. So the shows, again, you can watch the family business again on December 31st, New Year's Eve. The second half of the second season will be on BET Plus. And
Mm-hmm.
then you'll be able to see, at the top of next year, you'll be able to see Double Cross, my other television show, second season, which is a phenomenal show where I play a hard-hitting detective. That was created by Crystal and Howard Gibson, them Gibsons. Incredible creative team on
Mm-hmm.
UMC, the Double Cross series. So please check us out. Download the app and watch Double Cross. It's an amazing show.
I
Amazing
got the
show.
UMC app. I got it. Okay.
Amazing show. Second season is off the chain. And you know, and then I have my T-shirt line, which is called God's Billboard T-shirts. And that's God's Billboard T-shirts.com. and we have some amazing T-shirts. You know, so many people are supporting the line. We ship
Mm-hmm.
every day. So if anybody wants to be inspired, or you want to inspire other people and be a billboard for God, go to godsbillboard.com, godsbillboardtshirts.com. And you'll also be able to get my book, Intimate Thoughts and the Spirit of Change.
Yes, and the other book, because Pregnant with Thoughts. I want to bring it up because the cover is so hilarious to me, but I
You
know
know,
it was probably
Pregnant with Thoughts is no longer an orderable book. So it's
really.
literally, yeah, it's literally a collector's item now. So they're not in production anymore. We did a year and a half printing on that, and we sold a lot of those books. And so then I put out another book after that, which was called Life's Teachable Moments.
Mm-hmm.
So the Pregnant with Thought was actually a limited edition.
Dang, okay, I didn't know that. On the cover, Darrin is like he made himself look pregnant just to make the point. So
Exactly. Pregnant with Thought. Yep.
look, before time kind of winding out, but it's one more part I want to do. I got some quotes from you, and
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to hit you with the quotes and give me a little feedback on what you meant. Because for me, it was special for me to talk to you because I've been in this business for over 15 years, blah, blah, blah. And I know how it's hard to meet genuine, positive people, believe it or not, sometimes. And I just feel that energy from you. And
Appreciate it.
so I just want you to talk and give us some of that knowledge you have.
Okay.
So my first quote of yours is, "Don't focus on what others are doing." Pretty simple, but what did you mean by that?
We talked about focus at the very beginning of the conversation. If you focus on what other people are doing, then you're taking focus off of what you're doing. So you can be
Mm,
inspired by other people. That's great. But then get back to work and focus on you. And don't worry about other people's opinion. Follow through with what you want. Write an outcome list, not a to-do list. There's always more to do. Write an outcome list. That way you'll know when you've completed what your desired task is. So you would read books like Think and Grow Rich, or you know, The Secret, or Personal Power by Tony
mm,
Robbins, Unleash the Giant Within. You know, so that way you would have a direction of where you want to go and how you want to be when you get there. So things are not so much about what you do, but about what you become. And so you can't become what you want to become if you're so focused on what someone else is doing.
bam. Okay, and I need that. Another one. Use the 24 hours of the day.
Well, think about it. 24 hours in a day. Everybody has the same amount of hours. Some people get a lot done. Some people get nothing done. Again, where's your focus? What do you want to do? Where do you want to show up? How do you want to show up in the world? And so you have to be activated. You might wait. Time won't. Time always wins out.
Mm, yes. You said that words are power. So I want to know, what kind of words did you speak over your life to be where you are now?
Well, I do, like I said, with positive affirmations. A lot of times
Mm-hmm.
people don't affirm their life. They speak in negativity into their life. There's a quote that says, "Those who believe they can and those who believe they can't are both right." So
Mm-hmm.
I affirm I am healthy. I affirm I am powerful. I affirm that I am growing in life. I affirm that I am going in life. I affirm that I am glowing in life. So I'm going, growing, and glowing. I affirm that successful people are my friends. I affirm that I am successful. I affirm that I will have even greater successes in 2021 than I had in 2020. I affirm that I will help more people this year. I affirm that I will be the best that I've ever been. I affirm these things. I see them. I close my eyes and I see them. I say them. I hear them, and then I do them.
Yes. One more.
Hold the
And this
vision
is
and
a
trust the process.
trust the process. I guess you were asked about COVID at one point in 2020, and you said that this has been a time to be creative And when tough times come, you get to see who's prepared,
That's right.
who's faithful. And you said that obedience pays. If you're afraid to work, you're afraid to be paid. And I knew you were a smart man, Mr. Henson, when you said you get to see who's prepared, who's faithful. Obedience pays. I said, this brother on another level. He knows what he's talking about. What did you mean by this?
You have to be obedient to what the Most High will have you do in life. You have to be obedient to sacrificing something. You have to, you have to, it's like fasting. You got to give up something if you want something. You know, my godmother, Reverend June Gatlin, taught me that obedience pays, and it does. You got to be obedient to what your calling is. You got to be obedient to what God would have you do. Don't worry about what somebody else thinks. Don't worry about what somebody else says you should do. They might not be listening to what God is telling them to do if they have an opinion about what you're doing. But when you're obedient, obedience pays, because you are receiving the reward from God. You understand? So you can't sit down worrying about somebody else's opinion. People told me, you know, I wasn't going to be able to dance because I didn't go to a dance school. People told me, how are you going to be on TV? You never took an acting class, and look at me here now. You see what I'm saying? I was teaching acting classes. So, you know what I'm saying? I won an MTV Music Award, and I didn't take dance classes. So people will always tell you what you can and can't do because they're thinking from their perspective, because that's how they feel about themselves. And so they project on you because misery loves company, right? They don't want you to move forward, but you got to say, I release and I let go, or I bind you up and I move away from you. So it's like you reject that, reject those principles that they try to subject you to, reject those mindsets that they try to get you to agree with. Reject that stuff and say, no, watch me do it. And then when you did it, just smile. You ain't got to say nothing to them. Just smile. They're going to talk about you anyway. They're going to talk about good things, or they're going to talk about bad things. They're going to talk, so give them something good to talk about.
Oh, I love that. Like somebody in the comments said, you very well spoken and articulate.
I appreciate it.
Another question I have before we have to go is, and I was going to write the quote down, but I guess I forgot. But I saw you somewhere saying that sometimes people say you're too approachable, you're too friendly. You even said some people think you're corny or lame, or you know, people have their own opinions about you.
They've said
So
all
I
that.
want to.
They said all that about me. I had a girl come up to me one time in a club, and I was talking to her, and she was like, ew, you too nice. She wanted me to be disrespectful to her because she thought that's what being a star was about. It's about
I
being
believe
like,
it.
she would rather have me go like this. I'm going to do an acting thing real quick. Yo, what's up, babe? What's up, ma? Nah, I ain't doing no pictures right now. But nice to meet you, all right? You know what I mean? She'd rather have me do that. Then she'd be like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? He said, what's up to me? It's like, that's not what life is about. It's about me communicating with you. If you like my artistry, I'm going to connect with you. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to say God bless you. It's not about me dissing you. You know how many people out there have dissed little kids, teenagers, adults, where that played on their psyche? Nah. What you going to get from Darrin is Darrin. I give thanks to the Most High. And I'm not jealous of anybody else's success, because for me to be jealous about somebody else being successful, that means I'm mad or I'm jealous of God. They're successful because God allowed them to be. So how can I be jealous or mad at somebody else's success when God covered them in that? So don't be mad at me for mine. Don't be mad at me because I'm kind to you. That just means you're not aware, you're not focused, and you're not expecting good things for your life. If you're expecting somebody to diss you to make you feel good, you're going to get dissed a lot.
Okay, and y'all, I hope y'all didn't think he was just a pretty face. Okay. And the reason I asked you that, Derek, is because I wanted to ask you, because of your faith and how grounded you are, have you had to ever sort by yourself? Because I've had to do that a lot. Sometimes it's
Absolutely.
hard to find other like beings that you could connect with. Tell me a little bit about that. I want to give people something as we get ready to go out of here.
Everybody's not going to go with you. Nature teaches us every year what we have to do. Nature, trees release their leaves every year and grow new ones. So it's okay to know people, and it's okay to outgrow people. You ain't got to go backwards because people ain't willing to catch up. If I did that, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. You know how many people like, yo, D, yo, D, yo, D, help a brother out. I'll help you out if you look like you trying to help you out.
Hello.
But I'm not going to allow you to pull on me. I'm not going to keep giving you and enable you when you don't help yourself. I'm hurting you if I do that. And so I tell people, if you want something in life, this is the best advice I could give to anybody. If you want something in life, seek it and study it. If you want wealth, study wealth. If you want fame, figure out how to be good at something. People will talk about you. They're not talking about people just because they're famous. They're talking about people because they're good at something. Even Kim Kardashian got good at something. What did she get good at? She got good at advertising herself.
Yes.
So learn to get good, to get great at something. Learn to be outstanding, and then you'll stand out. Because the outstanding stand out. Learn to get good at something. Learn to serve other people. As an actor, I'm serving. I'm employed because people watch my acting. People watch my performances. Right? I have millions of employers. Millions of employers. Why? Because people pay their subscriptions to whatever the cable they use, and they watch me. So I have millions and millions of employers. My job is to make sure that I entertain them and be great at it. Be great at it. I don't ever want to get caught acting. I want you to lose yourself in my roles. I don't want to be one of those actors who you see, oh, that's just, no. Every role I do, I want you to see the character. I don't want you to see Darrin. I want you to see the character. And that's what's important.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Darrin, I appreciate you so much. It's been an honor to speak with you. I mean, the people I've been able to have on this show it's just been God, to be honest with you. I hope you can tell that I really do have love for you and people like you.
I feel it.
Thank you. I'm glad, because that's the reason I want to do this. I want to make sure I was uplifting Black people especially, and let them know about other good Black people, and so that's why I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. If you got any last remarks, go ahead and say it. But if not, that's it, baby.
I just want to say thank you. Stay encouraged. Stay focused. Write down your goals. And don't write down like the biggest things. Write down small goals and achieve them every month. And this is for everybody watching. Let your birthday, your solar return, be 365 days of creating something powerful and new for yourself every year. Let that build your pyramid every year. Doing something within 365 days that's really great, whether it's giving, whether it's creating something, whether it's building something. But every year, build your pyramid and put one of those stones on top every year. You ain't got to do it every week. You ain't got to do it every month. But within 365 days, do something phenomenal for yourself that other people can share with. Because if each one teach one, we can reach one. And the last thing I want to say is, if you want to be a billboard for God, we got t-shirts for you. God's Billboard T-shirts.com. Please pick up a t-shirt. We ship out daily. I love you guys. Thank you for watching and listening. Hopefully you were entertained a little bit here. I thank you so much for having me on your platform. May God continue to bless you and enrich your territory and keep you and your family healthy and safe.
Thank you so much. And you guys make sure you support Black content. Subscribe to the Kera Dangerous Talk YouTube. You can find me on all the platforms. Just Google me. All right. Thank you. We out of here.
God bless you.
God bless.